Okay, it's live. Is the mic? The mic's on. Okay. Where's my drink? I gotta have my drink. I think this is my beer right here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our. I think it's the fifth episode of In Bed with Tim Giannakis, and it's the 8th episode of Live from Normal Heights. This is the adult late night show, and we're gonna have some great people come on. First one we're going to have on is a stand-up comic. And I always forget everyone's name because I don't use flashcards. And his name, do you guys remember? It's Rushing. Bree Rushing. Cree Rushing. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Get together for Cree Rushing. Woo!
Thank you. I'd like to thank all 4 of you for coming.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy, man. I was back there so long, I started getting comfortable. I was about to tuck myself in and started got to read and whatnot, chilling, man. It's strange. I didn't know how dark this street was when I got here. Yeah. I wouldn't have wore all black.
You were lost.
I got mistaken for a burglar. Everybody was reaching for mace and stuff. Cops were getting called. I was like, I'm non-threatening. Anytime that happens, I just start pop locking on the street. 10:29, we got a street performer here. It's a breakdown. Haven't seen this old 80s pop and lock, I'm in transition, man. I recently tried to get back into dating, but with this quarantine, nobody goes out anymore. So I've been having to go online to, do all my dating. And I was reading my profile back to myself, and it sounded so dead. I sounded like Will Smith in I Am Legend. I was like, please, if there's anyone out there, I can provide food, I can provide shelter, I can provide half the rent. It's all bad, man. I got a cousin who wants me to start trying to help me with my profile, but he catfishes women, so I don't want to but it's not the regular catfish. He's in a wheelchair, but he doesn't tell them that. He just takes torso up pictures, So when they meet him, he looks all swole until he comes running around rolling around, and he's got Woody from Toy Story legs. They're all one side, They're you told me you had a Rolex. He said, no, I'm on the Rollie. I don't have a Rollie. I'm rolling. You told me your name was Rolling. No, I said I'm rolling. That's what he said. He plays basketball religiously, right? He wants me to always come to his games. He's a 3-time world champion, And so one day I was like, you know what, bro? Not only will I come, but I'll do you one better. I will pick you up myself. That way you don't tick off everybody riding the bus. You know how it goes. I was like, so you don't make everybody 2 hours late for work. Right? So I get there, and he's crawling around on the ground looking for something. I'm like, we got a game to go to, bro. What are you looking for? And he goes, I need my basketball shoes. And I was like, do you really need your basketball shoes? I was like, technically, you could put on some house shoes or some flip-flops. They're not going to see any playing time. He was like, I want to look successful. I was like, hey, okay. We go to his game, right? And there's different handicaps. There's one girl who's blind and in a wheelchair. She's always out of bounds, just circling around. And then most people, they tap the stick. She doesn't do none of that. She just holds the stick out and just guns it down. I thought she was jousting for the first half. I was like, was she just... Poked the ref in the navel one time, I got another cousin that's on drugs, man, and it's funny because when he was sober, he used to be like a fly guy, always into his clothes. But now that he's on drugs, it's like his fashion sense is on drugs too. The other day I was getting off the freeway and I seen him. He had on a farmer's hat, a trench coat, a cowboy boot, and a flip-flop. And the cowboy boot heel was real thick, so he's walking around. He was hitting this move right here. I seen him. I tried to get back on the freeway. He saw me. It was too late. He started chasing me with the cowboy boot. I was like, how's this fool keeping up with me on the 5? What is this? Strange, man. I got a lot of crazy family, But I, too, am crazy myself, Fun fact about me, I used to be in a gang. Most people think, oh, you were in a gang where you were a killer. No, I was just HR. Light people up, You didn't have the creases in your dickies correct. Your shoelaces wasn't tied right. You had those scuffed chucks, get you a write-up. Most people, they ask me what I was, And I'm like, come on, it's easy. Look at me, man. It was an essay. No, I was a Crip, but it's only because the Bloods weren't hiring at the time. I tried to apply, I didn't have enough references. I just came on home to this Cripping. But I'm like retired now, you know. But I didn't retire because I wanted to, you know. I was forced out. I couldn't pass the physical anymore, you know. I became a liability to the set. They was like, "Cuz your blood pressure high, you can't jump gates like you used to. It's over, baby. Just step down." They hung my bandana up in a glass case. It was a beautiful ceremony. Everybody was hitting their switches at the same time and stuff, you know. They let me retire with grace and dignity while playing Boys in the Hood on trumpets. I've been through another transition too, man, because like it's hard trying to chase your dreams. Cause I used to have a lot of crazy dreams, you know. I used to want to be an assassin, and by used to I mean like 4 weeks ago. But it's only because I've seen so many action movies. I thought I would be that smooth assassin, right? Like you get in your car, you buckle up, you fix your rear view, and I'm back there just like, and just hit you with 2 shots, right? It's always 2 shots in the movies. Have y'all noticed that? Always, and just slumped over. Now pull out a flip phone and go, it's done. Snap it and throw it. The next scene, I'm in Paris sipping an espresso, watching the sun come up. 500,000 in my bank account. Second target, right? Man at a park. Sit right next to him. Excuse me, do you have the time? Yes, it's 12. Like, everybody thinks he's sleeping, you know. So the guy runs by, bumps his knee, and he falls over. Oh my goodness! By then I'm in Italy sipping an espresso. 500,000 in my bank account. And then just like the movies, I find love, right? She wants to know what I do. What do you do? Oh, I'm more of a businessman's garbage man, if you will. I take out the trash for others, do hard jobs that no one else wants to do, right? Until one day somebody sends another assassin in my contract, right? And I end up killing him in front of my wife with a spork. Now she knows what I really do. Oh my God, who is this man? I'm breathing heavy. We have to go. Y'all know I'm gonna get caught my first day as an assassin. You know I'm gonna get caught. It's like nobody's gonna notice my big self in the back of the Corolla. They go, what the? Hello? Yes, come get this Negro. It's a big man in blue in the back of my Corolla with a pipe cleaner on the edge of his pistol. Just like anybody with braids that gets in trouble, I'm gonna cut my hair before court. It's true. All the greats do it. Michael Vick, R. Kelly. You see them with braids, by the time they get indicted, they got a fade. If you ever see me in the barbershop, just know. You got some time. What you doing in here, Cree? Looking at 5 to 10. Barber be like, what you want? Give me that not guilty. It's the truth. You see it all the time, man. By the time they about to get their sentence, they got a wave brush in their hand. Brushing 360s. That's it. Like the judge appreciates good waves or something. Yeah, he's been brushing. That man didn't do that. Look at that brush. Yeah, he's been brushing. Why do you think OJ beat the trial? Did you see them waves? I'm telling you, they weren't like big and defined, but they were in the back. It was a few ripples in the back. You know. Nah, they ain't never gonna let that happen again. They're never any judge. I feel like any white judge takes an oath, like in solace and by himself. It's like never again. They will never let the juice get loose. Like, never. I also have random OJ moments. What do I mean by that? Have you ever been somewhere and there's just one glove on the ground? Just a random glove, like in a parking lot or something? Like a Food for Less parking lot, there's just one glove and I'm just like, OJ's nearby. Randomly think OJ. Anytime I see one glove, if I see 2, I don't think anything. But if I see one, I'm just like, Orenthal. Orenthal. So I just like look around real quick, make sure I'm not next, you know? Let me close for y'all, man. Y'all been such a great crowd. Make some noise for yourself. Yeah! You know, if this comedy thing doesn't work out, I thought about doing something constructive with my life, like, I don't know, pimping. But hear me out, though, man, because this Me Too movement got me shook. So first off, we wouldn't call them hoes. We would call them workers. All right? And I wouldn't physically hit. I don't believe in that. If you do something wrong, you get a write-up. After so many write-ups, you can't get your nails done, you can't get your hair done. Well, that's your 3rd write-up this week, Cinnamon. Daddy isn't happy. Alright? And I also wouldn't micromanage either, because pimps always micromanaging. Hopping out, where you at, where you been, where you going, where you headed? I wouldn't do none of that. You know how I keep track of all of them? I give them all Fitbits. That counter will tell me if you're out there getting my money. Let me see a Fitbit. 2,000 steps. Quit playing with me, Cinnamon. Hey, that's my time, y'all.
Alright.
Thank you so much.
Have a seat on the bed, man.
Hell yeah.
We gotta wave at some of the people on Facebook here.
What's up? What's happening?
Okay, let's
What's
move
up, man?
this a little bit. That's covering both of us. Okay, we're good over there. We're on Instagram.
Instagram.
Sit back. Have you ever?
I got a belly, man. I can't.
you gotta be back on the bed, man. So, Cree, when did you first get into comedy?
I've always been funny, man. Like in high school, I was one of the only ones to be voted like twice in the yearbook. Not bragging, but I was voted most likely to succeed and class clown. I've always been funny, you know. But I got my first taste of the stage when I was 19.
Oh.
So I was 19. I was going to Maricosta College, and we had a Black Student Union conference, and everything went horrible in the beginning. The food wasn't there. Our keynote speaker wasn't there. Like, only thing that we had going set up was the mic and speakers. But all the guests were there. They were on time. They ready to go. And so my sociology professor, Dr. Bruce Hoskins, shout out Dr. Bruce Hoskins, he said,
He's watching.
Yeah, probably. Who knows?
He's on my Facebook friends.
He's probably watching. You know, it's all right.
Wait a minute, man.
It's all right. He dropped me, but we still love him. You know? But no, he said, Cree, go up there and stall him. And I was like, what? Why me? He was like, yeah, good. Get up there and stall him. And I went up there and I did like 45 minutes of just freestyle comedy.
Oh, wow.
And I killed, man. Like, knocked it dead. And I was just like, yo, this is
You
it.
can do it. You can
Like,
do it.
I was like, this is what I want to do.
Wow.
And so, you know, life happens and stuff. And I didn't get real serious with it and being consistent, making my posts, networking, hitting these mics, really sitting down and writing, perfecting the craft, studying. I didn't start doing that till I was 25. And so I'm 29 now. So, you know, it's been 4 years of me just really thumping the pavement, getting my name out there, killing these shows. Networking is everything.
Yeah.
You just never know who you're going to bump into, who knows what, who is connected. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that's why I got you guys on here, because I'm a singer-songwriter.
there you go.
And I got to know someone who knows someone
Come on.
who's going to get my music out there.
Come
you
on,
know?
exactly.
Invite all the famous
Exactly.
people on. Eventually, I'll get famous.
That's how you win the war. It's by, like, I feel like the more people you know and that you work with and that you know,
Yeah.
network with, that's like having another soldier in your army.
Yeah.
You know, and how do you win the war? You have to have the numbers. You have to have the support. You have to have the people. And it's just, I like the fact that pretty much, like, I have a decent following, but everybody who pretty much follows me, I have some kind of backstory. I've made some kind of impression in their life. I've spoke to, I've met. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not just like one of those, oh, I don't know who this guy is, let me just follow him. It's like they know when they look at me, they can think about, man, this dude is crazy. He did this, yada yada yada. He did this, and so that's what I like, man. Like, I know it's not always gonna be like that.
Yeah.
You know, the bigger you get, the more your stuff gets out there, and
Harder.
random people are gonna follow you and stuff. But for right now, I like the grassroots. I like the fact that everybody pretty much knows me, man. Like, so it's dope to do, and I feel like it's a lost art because we're in the age of technology where people don't really talk to people anymore. Everything's this.
Yeah.
And so we're losing that aspect of communicating with people and just being able to go out there. I still hang up posters. And people are like, man, that's old school. But guess what? If it didn't work, you wouldn't see the billboards for Pachanga and Paula and all these other spots that put billboards up. Why? Because it still works.
Yeah.
It still works. You know, so.
It took me a year to figure out what the Chick-fil-A was. For a year, I saw these cows doing all this shit.
Right.
Like, what the fuck? What is this advertisement? I did not know what the fucking advertisement was because I haven't watched TV since the '80s, so I don't know any commercials. So maybe on the
Nothing wrong
commercials
with
said Chick-fil-A or something.
Nothing wrong with
But
that.
I was watching billboard after billboard. I'm like, why are these chickens telling you? I mean, these cows making all this shit.
Chicken.
And then finally, I like got real close to the sign, and I'm like, oh, that's Chick-fil-A. Okay.
Man. Have you had Chick-fil-A?
I've only had like once when I was really stoned in my car, and I was delivering for one of these companies that food things, and the guy didn't. He was having sex in the room, and I could hear them, and I'm knocking, and if you wait 5 minutes on the app, you get to keep the food. So I had the Chick-fil-A.
What was that like, man? Especially And I know you were high, so I probably tasted them. You was like,
It was good, man. I like that shit.
this is what I've been missing.
So every time I delivered Chick-fil-A after that, I had to take at least one French fry out of the bag. I'm just joking.
I was like, goodness gracious, that makes so much sense.
You always
waffle
wonder
fried,
why-
it's like off.
when
You're
you-
like, why is this all the way full? This is different. He's bringing you your food like, yeah, you Frank? Yeah, here you go. Yeah. It's all bad. That is all bad.
So since we all, as performers, since we all have to have day jobs until we make it big, what's the craziest shit jobs you had that you just wish you never had to do them again?
Man, I don't know. See, like,
I'll tell you,
I always find the
Postmates
bright,
never do Postmates.
I was
That's the
gonna
worst fucking thing in the world.
I always find the bright side of things, though, man. But I can honestly, man, the toughest one, right? I used to work in this food plant, but it was like a freezer. So it was, and they had me chopping chicken, and I used to hate that. I was like, that's so stereotypical. The only black person in here chop chicken. You gonna make me chop chicken? Like, oh yeah, he'll take care of the chicken. Put him on the chicken. He'll make sure that chicken.
He's got it down.
He's got it down.
If you want to make it on
that chicken get
fried
chopped.
Kentucky Fried Style,
I'm like, this mother. So they had me on the chicken, man, and what I hated was like my fingers would just be numb. And I remember one time I had been working so hard because we have the weekends off. My fingers were numb all weekend. Like I thought I had nerve damage from just being in that freezer. They wouldn't supply like gloves either.
It's cold.
You had like plastic gloves, but you didn't have like insulated gloves. Like I'm like, man, we need some knitted gloves to put under these plastic gloves. Like I can't just be touching this all day. Like how would you like to? And they didn't care. It was such a sweatshop. Like they don't care how you get it done, just get it done. And that was one of the hardest jobs ever. But it was funny because the people made it great. Like the people around you always had fun. I guess it was kind of like prison. You know, prison would be terrible, but if you got good cellmates, you got a good cellie to play cards with. You're like, oh man, I'm not even thinking about these 10 years. But let me stop. For the people that's been incarcerated, they're gonna be like, it ain't funny. I thought about it every day. I never forgot.
So I did one before the pandemic. I did one open mic stand down comedy routine. I did my own, and I watched the Joe Rogan Experience, which I really love.
Okay.
And he said he never met. Someone was saying, someone told him on the show. I can't remember which comedian. He said, "Have you ever met a comedian who doesn't smoke pot?" And he goes, well, I never met one that was funny that didn't smoke pot. But I gotta say, you don't smoke pot, and you're funny as fuck. So you don't need to smoke pot.
You know, but I'm pro weed. That's what's funny.
So that's just a perfect segue.
I'm not against it. Look, don't you try to peer pressure me on live?
No, you don't have to do. No, I'm not gonna. Everyone knows that the live in bed with Tim Janaka show, we do a little weed, or we do a little keef, or we do some.
You know.
We did mushrooms last time. We didn't say what we did, but have you guys heard that? It got a little out of hand, so I don't think we're gonna do that again.
Yeah, I can only imagine you interviewing on something. Like, you see that unicorn? The unicorn came out of nowhere. It's two leprechauns slapboxing. Oh, heck no.
So, this is keef. You know what keef is, though?
I do know what keef is.
Okay,
yes.
so for those in the audience that don't know, this is the resin on when you cut the bud. It all gets all over your hands and your clothes, and you kind of wipe it up off the floor and get a big thing and take it home in your Jersey Mike's freaking sauce container or something. I don't know. But I'm gonna do that just to christen the show because this is the nighttime show for non kids.
It's funny too,
and I'm gonna pass it to the audience if anyone wants to take it. If not, pass the plate.
Here.
I was gonna say it's gonna get taken. Somebody's gonna take it. If nobody in here smokes, your neighbor would open the door and be like, "Thank you, oh, thank you." Intercept that.
So as I said, I did one. So I want to be a comedian too.
Okay.
But I'm a singer-songwriter. As I said, I'm a novelist. I wrote a couple books. One of the novel covers is right here. I ran for Congress. I got my paperwork in 2 weeks late, so that's why I didn't get in. But I try to do so many things. So one of the million things I want to do is stand down comedy. I call stand down. You guys call stand up.
Stand up. I was like, stand down. I was like, is that was comedy for cops? Stand down. Stand down.
Because when I get stoned, I start just doing to everyone I walk in. I go down the beach with my mariachi hat and my rollerblades. I'm dancing, and I start talking to people. I'm doing in my routine, right? And they're cracking up, but they're like, "You can't say that in public, right?" And I'm like, "No, I'm a stand down comic." It's okay, man. Everything I say will not be used against me in the court of law. It's just a
If
joke.
only it worked like that. If only it worked like that. You are in sensitive times, my friend. You say the wrong thing, they will cancel you. You will lose everything. You be like, what? I just lost my Chips Ahoy deal. They'll take you right off that pack. They'll take you off the shelves. We'll get them off the chips. Get them off of there.
So a lot of comedians also do acting. Do you want to get into acting?
Yeah, man.
You said you're doing some stuff.
Yeah, man. I actually have a mini series that's out called Roscoe and Jamal. It's about two cousins, and one is kind of oblivious to things going on. The other one is always got like some kind of scheme. It's like, wait, if we take this, So I got a couple other little skits out and stuff like, but that's the one I really want to focus on right now because it has a lot of potential, and every episode just gets better and better and better. But yeah, I definitely want to get into acting, man. So I also don't want to be
we have a guy who knows everything about acting. We're gonna both pry his brain. He's gonna
kind of
everything because I wanted to get into acting along with comedy. That's why I came back from Japan. I want to get into. I live kind of far from the center of Hollywood and everything, but that's like perfect segue. We have our next guest. We're all three gonna be talking. Jam on the couch, and I forgot his name because I'm smoking too much pot.
Oh dear.
Clark Monroe, that's right, Clark Monroe. Come on in. You're on the hot seat, man.
I'll try to give you as much room as possible, brother.
And
this feels like a sleepover at grandma's house.
Yeah. And remember, this is not like an interview show. It's more like a dialogue. So if any of you guys have any questions for anyone, you can always ask it. But how long have you been acting?
Honestly, believe it or not, I just started December of 2019, but I kept going. I started working. No breaks since then, and I've been doing really well. I'm starring in my first feature film right now.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. I thank Florenzano Films for the opportunity for that.
Wow. What's the name of the film?
Sellout. The name of the film is Sellout. I can't speak too much about it because of the non-disclosures that we signed, but I'm excited for the completion of the film.
And you've lived in San Diego all the time you've been trying to act, or did you?
I trained at the UCSD Extension as well as at the Robert Wald Actor Studio for acting for film.
Wow. Do you speak Tagalog?
Yes, I do.
Oh wow, cool.
By the way, I'm Black and Filipino. For people who's wondering what I'm mixed with, so I'm Black and Filipino.
And for those who don't know, I'm Native American, Seminole, or Cherokee, and a bunch of shit in Europe. What are you, man? We didn't ask you. Are you Hawaiian?
Aha, boom, boom.
Sorry, the keeps kicking in.
My
stand-down comedy keeps getting out.
Aha, what are you?
But
Let me show you.
I like what Kira was saying earlier. About the industry. About how people are not connected no more because of social media and all of the technology. Is so true. That's the reason why I'm still very interested, not just acting for film, but also acting for the stage. So I also do theater, and actually I have a callback tomorrow for Coronado Playhouse, and that's for the role of Othello in Canada. So I'm hoping
you would go to Canada to film it?
No, that's the character.
Oh,
yeah, that's the character. So I have a callback for that tomorrow. So I'm grateful for the opportunity to audition. I auditioned for the first audition last night, and for the callback, I'm grateful to even receive a callback. And another great news that I received today is that I also have an audition request for an LA-based film production company for a commercial, which pays $400 a day. So I'm like, yep, I gotta do this. So I'm grateful, for the past month. So for October, I had 12 audition totals. I'm also a filmmaker, so I'm directing 3 short films. Two films that I'm directing, which is a short and a feature, is from an LA-based filmmaker, who's my producer, so he's my boss. And, well, not really, because I'm co-producing it for him. And like he said, everybody in the industry really, you never know who you're going to meet. So you have to, I believe in you got to treat everybody really you got to be kind. You got to be very kind to people. You don't know who you're going to meet. And the industry, in my opinion, and the entertainment industry, it doesn't matter if you're a comedian, because I have a lot of comedian friends who are also film actors. So it doesn't matter if you're a comedian, a film actor, stage actor, you musicians, because we need you guys for soundtrack. You know, so that's another thing too. The entertainment industry is very connected. Very connected. You still need the dancers because you need people to teach you how to dance. You know, you need choreographers and stuff. So, you know, everybody in the entertainment industry.
And you have to wear clothes, so you got to have clothes makers.
Well, of course, you have wardrobe. So
all the people that
you have to be friends with fashion designers. I'm also a model, by the way. Now, I've been modeling before I started acting. I also competed in physique, so bodybuilding. Everything was with modeling. I just wanted to model. I just wanted to be a model before, but eventually, you know, a childhood dream of mine to resurface, which is acting. You know, I first started and dreamed about acting when I was like 9 or, you know, like 10. But it's because I was, you know, I became addicted to classic movies. So I was always watching Turner classic movies and watching all of these old actors. Yeah, Casablanca. So I pretty much...
Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind. So, you know, I'm pretty much like, my passion for acting started at a young age. And then I remember my dad would always be like, what the fuck? You know, you better turn that shit off. You know, and my dad is, like he wasn't into stuff like that.
So do you believe you might have been an actor in your past life?
I don't know. I may have. I mean,
do you ever think about what you might be if you do believe in past lives? What you might have been?
I never really think about that. I never was like.
Maybe you were assassin because you sound pretty convincing as an assassin.
That's the action movies, man. That's all that is, you know. Watching them guys with the silencer, the two shots, you just like.
Well, after.
So the crazy thing is, you've heard about my energy healing show I used to have 7 years.
Yes, I've heard of it.
So I started doing. On that, the reason I stopped that show is because it started getting so weird. I didn't want to be a channeler. I didn't want to be a freaking person that goes into past lives and finds out who I was and finds out I created old languages and stuff. And I'm like, and so it got to the point where I didn't believe reality and truth is that, like reality and non-reality is like so interconnected.
It's like a thin veil.
So like I'm like going, am I really alive or I'm really dead? You know, am I Memorex or whatever? And I fell asleep and I flipped my car. My hand went out the window. Speaking of the Crips and Bloods, I was in Compton, and I went to the Compton Memorial Hospital on a Sunday, and everyone's on drugs. Like one lady's like, I just drank bleach and stuff, and I'm all bleeding, and I had my shirt wrapped around my hand. I should have died. My hand should have hit. My head was out, hit the wind. But as I'm flipping, it was like the Matrix field. I was like, you know, the Matrix where he goes like that. I was like going like, okay, I know if I don't turn this way or that way, it was like slow motion. My head's gonna hit the cement and my brain's gonna blow out. But I'm just gonna go like this. And I just touched my hand and the car just, and it looks like the person died in the car. And I crawled out the window. That was before cell phones, so I climbed down the thing and I jumped over a fence because knowing the cars would stop for me. And I'm bleeding, and I'm knocking on doors and I'm like, can you call an ambulance? And like, I get back over there and the police and ambulance are looking for the guy who's fucking the guy in the body. I'm like, I said, I went to go call the ambulance right there. So I went through so many things. I flipped motorcycles. And the reason I stopped the energy healing is because I started doing like channeling and started doing, people would ask me, what about this? And I'd say, well, your great grandmother, and I'd say the name and they'd go like, oh shit. And how did I know that? I didn't know how I know that. It was like the voice would come out of me and I was like, whoa. And that started freaking me out. That's why I talk about past life, because I think you were an actor, very famous. So when you came into this world, it's like you knew exactly what you had to do.
Yes, and I feel like it's just a mission. I know that this is my calling, and that's why I told you I just started December of 2019. And for people who's interested in how to break through, now I'm a full-time actor. I'm a working.
That's
actor.
what I need your help because I haven't done an audition yet. I don't even know how to do it.
You know what? When you want something so bad, you can't wait for other people to give you an opportunity. You have to create it for yourself.
Yeah.
So what I did
Some
is
people just don't know what to do.
Yeah, I was just I didn't know what to do as well. You know, I mean, nobody, and that's the thing. If you
people
want
tell you, oh, you got to move here, you got to move here, you got to.
Well, I'm still getting auditions in LA, and I live in San Diego. I'm getting audition requests in New York. You know, and I live in San Diego. So the point that I'm making here is, if you want something so bad, like it's in my heart. I want to be a professional, actor. People ask me, where do you want to make? Do you want to make it? I'm not trying to make it local. I'm trying to make it to Hollywood. And the thing is, you have to be honest with yourself.
You might even do good in Bollywood.
I guess. My only point is
they would probably make a lot of money, huh?
Hey, I know.
A foreign actor in Bollywood.
But you know what? I think if money is the only thing that motivates people, and I think if money is the
Keep
only,
is kicking in, man.
I'm just
really, if money is the only thing that motivates people, like money, don't get me wrong, money is good, right? But when you're doing something and it's your passion,
Yeah.
is it something I could do this for free? Honestly, you know.
Yeah.
But if
But
money,
you gotta survive while you're doing it.
you have to. But I'm fine. Like I do this full time. I don't have a day
That's so
job.
good.
You know.
Wow.
But my point is, if people are only doing it for the money, you're gonna give up eventually. Because this is the reality of this industry is
You're
a
gonna
lot
burn
of
out.
work that you're going to be doing will be free.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you're nobody. You are nobody yet. To this day, I mean, I have at least 8 credits now to my name, but I'm a nobody yet.
Yeah,
So my
You
head is
gotta
not puffed up. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
I know that it takes hard work,
Right.
and this is something that I'm willing to give my 100 to. I'm willing to work for it.
It's a game of endurance.
Exactly, and it's an industry. Actually, it's a very political industry. So
Yeah.
I really have to.
I
Be
gotta
honest.
watch out with my jokes, huh?
It's a very cutthroat
They might
industry.
like that guy.
Well, it's not what you know; it's who you know.
It's who
Yeah,
you know.
it's definitely
I mean,
who
you
And
know,
if those people like
yeah.
you or not.
I mean, it's good to
Because if they don't
know.
like you, you're not
Well,
gonna
it's
get a
good to know.
job.
It's good to know your craft. You know, you always learn. There's no such thing as I'm good at it. I don't want to learn. No, I'm a baby filmmaker and a baby actor, so I'm learning, and I like to acknowledge that I'm brand new because I'd rather acknowledge that I'm brand new than be somebody who's puffed up in the head. Because now people would respect me even more.
Yeah.
You know, people would acknowledge, oh yeah, this guy's actually, you know, that's how people get to work with you. I know a lot of people who are like know-it-alls. Nobody would want to work with you. You know, I'm directing films too. Like, I don't want to work with people who are, you know, puffed up in the head.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And so,
You're a water boy.
you know, not really. You know, you just have to be respectful of everybody. You know,
Yeah,
you got to be respectful of everybody. But you know, you were asking me how I broke into the industry.
Yeah.
Like I was telling you earlier, you just have to make that decision because it was so hard for me to even, you know, get an opportunity from other filmmakers. So you know what I did? I created. He said he has his own series. I created my own, you know, short film. I mean, yeah, it sucked, you know, because it wasn't like, you know, perfect. Well, I had a cinematographer, but, you know, it was like, yeah, you know, like, it is what it is. You're a videographer, so
It's
there's a
all
difference.
experience.
Yeah, you know, like, it's okay to acknowledge. You know, you have to start from somewhere, so I still have that on my credits. My 2 first short films, I submitted them both to, you know, film festivals, you know, internationally in America, and, you know,
I still have
overseas.
a reel-to-reel 37-inch of my first audio recording I did in the 90s. And if I had to put that in front of a studio, I'd be like, no, you don't want to hear that shit. It's gotten better and
But
better.
you know,
but you
like
start
you said,
from the
yeah,
bottom. You
yeah,
have to work it out.
well, like even right now, I mean, I won't even consider myself like. I mean, I know my craft now. I know it, you know, better than when I started. You know, I know the industry now, but you know, you learn every day. It's like you cannot be like, oh, I know it all. No, I'm learning something new every day. I know more than what I did before, so I acknowledge that. I know more than what I did because I got into it. Now I know some of the things that, you know, the should and should nots, you know, or people that you shouldn't, you know, like associate with. There will be a lot of frauds, so be careful. A lot of people who will claim that they're producers. You know, be very careful and just leery of them. And like I said, there's no shortcuts. And you know, with me, it's something that I kind of like prepared myself mentally for. That there's no shortcuts. I prepared my heart and my mind for rejections. You know, for example, I'm glad, you know, like even for an actor, okay, if you get one audition request or one audition, because you got to understand, there's many actors submitting for auditions around the world, especially for LA productions. To get one audition is a blessing. So I had 12 auditions for the month of October. Now I did not get the roles for all of them, but I'm glad that they acknowledged me enough to even give me an audition.
Right.
You know, and so in this industry, even Denzel Washington, he really, listening to him has inspired me. He said it took him at least 1,000 times to audition just to get that part that he wanted so bad. You know, and so in this industry, you have to be prepared for rejection.
Yeah.
You have to love it so much that, you know, you're willing to do anything and everything just, you know, to get that. You know, and it's not always, you know, like the conspiracy theorists, like, oh, you gotta sell your soul and when you say you gotta sell your soul, that means you're giving your heart and everything.
Yeah.
You know, to what you love.
I
You know,
think
that's
it's
what it is.
compromising beliefs too. You don't have to like
You don't have to.
so spiritual.
Yeah,
If I
you
say-
don't. Yeah.
If I say I'm never gonna do this, and then they put that money in my face, and then I do it, I've sold myself. I've sold my beliefs. If you stand for something.
No, that's
What
another thing too. Yeah, that's why I told you, like, you don't. If money's the only thing that motivates you, oh God, you know,
Man,
you're
gonna
going
go every
to.
which way.
I get it.
You're going to
every
compromise
which
so much of your values.
I just finished reading this book, and it talks all about why Kurt Cobain killed himself.
That's
And
Everybody loves our
Is that for Courtney Cox? Or, I mean,
It's
it's
by
Courtney
Mark
Love,
Yarn.
sorry.
it's an interview of all the people that were big in the movement from when it started to when it ended and beyond, that are still
Right.
big now. They interviewed everyone, and just straight from their words.
Yeah.
It's so good. But
I actually had a book that I was reading from Courtney Love about
okay.
Kurt Cobain, and it was really, really weird. It was like, how could she say so many things about him like that? Like, you know, it's like, oh, well,
What's the bad stuff?
I waited for him, and he was in the hospital, and all of a sudden he shot himself, and I was like, yeah, that's weird.
So the reason I brought this up is because you said selling your soul and selling. He was so much against the industry and the hype and all the publicity and all that stuff, and so many of the guys that were from Seattle, because they were from poor families that didn't ever have a chance to make it. They were all from and they or people that came back from war and the parents beat them up and stuff. Like my dad came back from Vietnam. He beat me up all the time. My stepdad. They came from that kind of just like a rundown. The mills are all closing up. The shipping's all moving to overseas, and the towns are going to shit. So they out of that anger and that just frustration, they made music that was just touched people like who were angry at everything.
Right.
So like I read an interview that the person in India, she was just mopping floors and heard that the first one that smelled like Teen Spirit. She was like, oh my God, someone finally wrote a song for me. She starts blacking her mop and stuff. She's just some Indian girl in like a little, I don't know, Calcutta or something, I don't know, like really poor village. And she said that just somehow that he channeled the anger of the kids and a whole world situation in a way. But then they got him so doped up, he did his last video, and they had him put on ski clothes and all this stuff, like totally against everything he's ever believed in. And he was so doped up, he just wanted his next fix.
Wow.
And then all of his fucking fans, all of his friends, and they'll say, "What the fuck did you do in that video? You were wearing like some fucking Gucci bags and shit, and you were there." And he didn't know because he was so fucked up. And he killed himself because he said, "Everything I'm against, I'm becoming, and I have no control over myself because I've sold myself to the devil." That's what he said. Basically, he killed himself because of that. Yeah, so it was pretty. I cried through some of that because I'm a singer-songwriter.
Well, you know, I would say that the devil that he's talking about, I would just say that's the industry in general.
Yeah, and you can go with it and work to make it better. Because I believe even in the worst organizations like the CIA that overthrows governments, there's white hats inside there that try to steer it good.
Yeah, you're right about that, but at the same time, you're wrong. The reason why I'm saying that is you got to understand the entertainment industry, what it is and what it was. To understand what it is now, you got to understand what's no, it's not changing. It's always going to be the same. You got to understand the foundation of the entertainment industry, and it's an industry that's always been built on those principles that people are against, and I'm so sad to say that, but it is.
So did you know why they call it Hollywood?
Yes,
the magic wand from the Druids. The Druids that was their religion.
No. Why they really call it Hollywood was because of the name of
development. There was a development, but the development was put there by Druids. The Druids were the people that got excommunicated from Europe, and they came to California,
you gotta understand
and they started the industry to hypnotize people.
Well, no.
With their magic wand, I'm going to go, Hollywood, I'm just saying. I've heard some conspiracy theories.
But that is not...
Conflict, a little bit of conflict.
No, but that is not true. You have to understand, filmmakers...
2 Rams headbutting right now.
The filmmakers from the East Coast, remember back then, Thomas Edison...
Back of the East Coast,
Listen,
that was a good spot.
Listen, back then Thomas Edison was the one who controlled the patents for filmmaking because he owned the camera.
Yeah.
So the filmmakers from the East Coast all moved to California.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. So it's not no Druids and all of this foolishness. I mean, I don't know where you got that from.
What about the actors that come out and say that most everyone who gets into Hollywood get into it at a young age and they get they get into these sex trafficking rings?
I don't know. I'm not in Hollywood yet. There's some stuff.
I'm sure Weinstein had something to do with
Look,
that.
I'll definitely say something is going on because these people grow up and lose their minds.
Yeah, like some of them
Honestly,
shave their
some
heads
of
when they're beautiful blonde-haired
Well,
girls, and they go
you-
crazy, and they're like,
you
"I'm gonna kill
never-
myself." And
You just never know
What
what's
did happen
going
to that
on.
girl?
I
Okay,
will
so
definitely say there's something.
the thing that I would say is they were working. People think that you just get a camera and start shooting like that. No, we shot one scene for at least 5 hours. One fucking scene.
Yeah.
So people think
Yeah, they
that
get burnt
Yeah.
out.
people think that filmmaking is just about let me pick up the camera and
No,
just
you get
no.
burnt
You
out.
need. That's why what directors do is they have a shot list.
Mm.
That
I-
shot list, a director, if he's not happy with that one shot, a shot is a part of the scene.
yeah.
Okay.
You take little parts
It's
out.
like
add
You know, one scene is scenes are composed of shots.
yeah, mini.
So when you're working just on one shot, you could maybe be doing like one shot, 20 takes, just like Stanley
Right.
Kubrick.
Right.
For that one shot with Shell, I forgot her name. Shelley Duvall, or whatever her name was for The
Shelley
Shining.
Duvall?
Shelley Duvall from The Shining.
Oh, that was a good movie.
For one shot, with the part when she was on the stairs, with the knife or whatever, like when she was getting attacked by Jack Nicholson.
Oh, he's the best.
That was that one
If I
shot.
can work with Jack Nicholson, that would be my
That one
life
shot.
dream, man.
That one shot was done in 100 takes. 100 takes for an actor.
Goodness.
10 takes in. So when people are thinking about, oh God, why are these actors high on drugs? That's why. You're stressed, and it's
I
not.
can't take it anymore.
No.
We were just who was talking about that?
And
We
it's-
were talking
and it's
about
not-
I can't
and
fucking
it-
go like
and it-
12 hours a week
And it's
without
not
smoking pot.
funny. A lot of people think that acting is work. So when people look at me like, oh, you're only having fun, it's easy to be an actor. No, motherfucker.
you're
This
being
shit is
serious.
hard. If you're taking your craft seriously.
I also feel like you can't just act without embodying something.
Well,
So you have to
yeah.
embody a tough role. I think it will mess with you. If I get nothing but
because
serial killer roles, I'm embodying that serial killer. Like
you are. You have to channel it. You have to channel that
you
energy.
You have to
To be
turn
that
your,
person.
right. Exactly. You have to make yourself dark. You have to make yourself
Morbid.
like exactly morbid. Next thing you know, they're like cut. You still thinking about killing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're like,
Well,
I
the thing is,
slit that
you get,
motherfucker.
you
know
could,
what
a
I'm
lot of
saying?
actors get lost in their
Yeah,
characters,
yeah.
which is, the other thing too, and
What
it
is
happens
his name?
in acting,
Who plays the Joker?
Are you talking about the
Heath
one
Ledger.
that? Yeah,
Heath Ledger,
Heath
yeah.
Ledger. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Rest in peace.
the industry of acting, I
Yes.
love it. Because why I love it is you get to become somebody aside from yourself. I love it. It's like you said, you get the opportunity to become.
I love
That-
Joaquin Phoenix.
I love storytelling. So you tell stories as an
Yeah.
actor. You're a storyteller.
Joker.
Yeah.
He did that.
Speaking
He
of
did.
Jack Nicholson, I would love to be on the Wishes of Eastwick. That's what I would love to be on that scene.
Acting is a very
Interesting.
complex craft.
Very.
Goodness. A lot of people think that acting is just about being yourself. I'm like, no, actually, you have to lose yourself.
Yes, exactly.
You have to. If your guards are always up,
Yeah.
you can't be a good actor if you care too much about how you look.
Don't focus on the camera. You just gotta focus on yourself. And just forget about everything.
No, you can't focus on yourself
You
because you
sure
cannot
do.
forget everything if you're too focused on your damn self and how you look.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's what happens with people. Oh God, I want to be an actor. Being an actor is not about being cute, by the way. Like being an actor is not about being pretty, by the way. Because if you are not able to, be the character that screenplay calls for, then goodness,
Right.
you're probably in the wrong industry. Just be a model.
Your own personality
Yeah.
is going to come
Just
out,
be
not
a model.
the character.
Yeah.
Just should be you. Yeah, exactly.
Just be a model if you think it's about being cute. That's the only thing I'm telling people. It's like
Even with modeling, though, you
even
can't,
with
'cause
modeling,
you
you
have to channel.
can't. You
certain
have to
things.
channel.
Yeah.
You have to.
You have to
even with
become
modeling,
that
yeah.
shoot. If
Yeah.
you have to do something for a crisis poster,
Yes.
you can't be
You
like,
can't be like, oh God, yeah.
right.
Yeah,
You have to be like, oh snap, I just lost my kids.
Actually,
You gotta go
Like,
crocodile
He's beating
tears.
me. Right.
like
he's
actually
beating
an
me,
actor, an actress, because like I told you guys, I'm also a print and a runway model. So when you're doing all of that, you're actually in a way acting as well. That's why I said a comedy is connected to acting, stage, theater. So when I even hear film actors saying that, oh, I don't want to do theater or theater sucks, I'm like, no, don't you understand that?
You want to do everything.
No, I don't
It
want
all
to do
ties
everything. You need it all ties in.
It
You
all
need
ties
to
in.
understand the industry that you belong to and the history of the industry.
Definitely.
The film industry, when it first started, remember it was in the silent pictures.
Yes.
So what was happening? There was no sound
Charlie
and talkies. No sound and talkies yet. Now, guess what happened when the talkies started? They got fired, majority of the silent actors, because when they spoke,
It didn't
their
match
voice
up.
sucked. It didn't match up.
Like you've been faking it.
And
You've
guess
been Milli Vanilli it.
and guess
Oh
what?
my
Girl, you
God,
know
I'm
it's
so
true.
excited.
Yeah, and guess where they got the actors? And guess where they got the actors from? They got them from Broadway, from the
Oh
theater.
yeah, yeah.
States.
Of course,
So why
of course,
do you?
yeah.
Yeah, because they need as an actor. You know, there's so many.
Voice, everything.
Yeah, so many factors, that affect us as, entertainers. That's why I like that word, entertainers. We're all in one industry. It's
Right.
entertainment industry.
Right.
But as an actor, you have to go out, get out of your comfort zone, and be those people. Just like, for example, if I'm trying to audition for roles that call for a British accent, I cannot be like, oh, I don't have a British accent. You better
Right.
fucking learn that
You
shit.
better get
Right.
that accent.
I can see you though.
It's like my
Dude,
food
dude,
breaths,
dude.
you know,
I can
mine.
see you though.
I want a small tea, mate.
More.
Bang down breaths.
Sir, can I have more, please?
Would you like to come on and
Twist.
interview us? You want to join the stage?
Oh, you
Sure,
want to
why
join
not?
the stage? She said, sure.
I'm talking too much shit. I'm
Oh,
fine.
are you? No. I was saying, you want to come in?
That's
Yeah,
what she
why not?
wants.
Join the-
Okay.
okay.
Because she's already
For a few minutes.
This is a neighbor from down the street, and her son's over here being really good. He's not drinking alcohol because he's not even 21.
How you doing, man? How's that?
Shout out.
That is
Shout out.
sister.
And my name's Trey.
There we go.
So just so you know, because you've been looking at your watch, anytime you need to leave, you can leave.
I've just been blowing up. I'm an important man. I'm getting.
You got.
messages
Oh,
from
that's what you got. I'm like, I was thinking like he's going like, I gotta get another appointment
I
today.
appreciate you. Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll be like, hey, it's that time. Skedaddle.
So the cool thing is, our first one we had. This is our 5th episode.
Yeah.
We had people show up unannounced, come in the door with dogs, and the dogs were jumping. The dogs shit on my floor, and I'm like,
Jesus.
"Don't bring my dogs in my fucking house!" And we all did Keith and some other stuff, so it got wild in here. Like, and the neighbors came in, and so just in case, I'm trying to keep it cool, but we're all live on the internet. So
Hey man, we
in
get
case you
it.
guys have any questions out there for the
Hey,
studio,
I was about to say, do you
God.
see? I mean, what are they saying, man?
Yeah, what are
I
they
don't- I
saying?
can't
You kind of
read it.
left your
Hey,
people
what are
abandoned,
you guys
you know?
saying? Yeah, no.
You gotta wave.
Well,
at
eventually,
people and
What
whatnot,
are their
you know?
questions?
Oh, here we go. I got one. What is this?
What are their questions? Come on, let's read the
Okay,
questions.
one of them says, "It looks like you colored your hair." Oh yes, I did.
Yeah, he did.
Coincidentally, I had some Trump. Oh, I mean Trump.
Oh, I thought
Something
you said
about
we're
Trump.
going to talk about the election.
Oh, we're gonna talk about the election. Why don't we
Yeah,
talk
yeah, let's
about
talk
it?
about
Oh, come on. Now we're
So-
done politics
so-
now.
I was
So-
like, I don't
so-
talk about politics
Oh,
at
you
all.
can do that, my bad.
Oh, really?
Thank you.
I don't.
Okay,
So
let me
did
tell
you- okay,
let
but
me
did
tell
you- did
why
you vote
I'm
or
in-
not?
I'm in
Did you
an
vote?
industry.
I did
Whoa.
not.
I'm in an industry.
Yeah, outside. Not
Yeah,
inside.
no, you can't.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
no.
You
One
know,
tweet will end it all
You
for
can-
you.
Exactly.
You want another
You
one?
never know who you're
We
working
saw,
with. Yeah.
right? Yeah. I'd rather not, man. I stay away from politics.
Okay, you guys talk about the election though. Just the two of you while I give him some
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh no election, please.
Yeah,
Oh wait, I forgot.
I'm
You're the
talking
same.
about
Yeah,
politics,
let's talk
dude,
about
I'm
art.
serious.
Let's talk about art.
Seriously,
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, you.
I used to live in Hollywood, dude, and I know what the fuck goes around there. Like, seriously, like, me,
Some
man,
craziness.
we were in the
Do the same
fucking
thing?
band, the
Nice.
back band, and my fucking exes. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
We were chilling out, we were like, trying to make it, and like, because I'm a
You want to
singer,
keep on
Yeah.
it.
I'm a
I'm fucked up. I
vocalist.
just had one hit of that
I
shit.
do drums,
Put-
and
put a little
fucking, I
whiskey
play a
on
lot
that.
of shit, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, fill it though.
and they're playing the band, so like we were trying to like make it out there, and
Yeah.
they became out there homeless. And I was like, dude, okay, let's go out there, fuck it.
But you know what? A lot of people think you have to move. Eventually you will.
Yeah,
I mean,
you got
know,
to.
you
Yeah, you got to.
But and
It's
I always
expensive,
advise people
though.
get your feet wet. I'm with me. I'm getting my feet wet right now. I mean, God, I'm doing my thing and I'm proud of myself, but I'm not where I want to be at yet. I'm not trying to rush, and that's the problem with people. They think that, and this is my thing. Like, you're not the only actor. You better be
No.
fucking good at your shit.
Dude, we
Like,
used to go to shows and shit, dude, and we fucking slept in a fucking one of those crawl spaces and shit. And I was like, dude, like we're gonna get out and then we're gonna go back to the show and that's it.
You know
That's
what else
what
too,
it's
man?
about.
What's meant for you? I'm a
It's
firm
for you.
believer of this.
Yeah, me too.
What's meant for you is meant for you.
too.
And so when something is meant for you, it's got your name on it.
Yeah.
It's made for you.
Nobody
Can take that. You know
That's
what I'm
how
saying?
I
The
believe in
circumstances
that too,
don't matter. None of that.
You're gonna
It's
go back to
something-
it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
Something
it's
is yours.
gonna find you.
You must be a
In a way,
Leo.
it's gonna find you, like you said. It is gonna find you. Let me tell you. I told you guys I only started again in the industry December of last year.
Wow.
But I at one point I after being an extra for Lee Daniels on the show Pitch, I said fuck this industry. I'm not doing this shit because we were on set for 12 fucking hours doing one fucking shit like just. In that. And so after and this is back in 15, and I said no, never again. I'm not doing this. And so
And this dude
somehow
he needs to get out there.
somehow it
Shit.
found me. It found me again. And like you said, if it's for you, it's for you. It's gonna find you. Like your destiny will always find you.
Well, see, I'm a singer-songwriter, and the reason I keep writing so many songs is because I keep having life experiences that are like just fucking. I should have died, or just total fucked up situation. And then it puts it into, I makes it into a song. But then I always take the positive view, like you're very positive. If you don't have that positivity, like
Maybe because I'm a Sagittarius.
Maybe because you're
Oh.
such a-
I feel the same
Shit.
way too. I do that.
What are
Exact
you?
same thing.
I try to take the positive out of everything.
What are you?
Yeah,
Are you
that's it.
Cancer?
I'm a Pisces, 222.
Damn,
Oh,
Pisces,
yeah.
and
What about you?
She's
don't
our
follow.
horoscope person.
I'm not gonna lie. I
What
don't
is
follow
your- what is your,
horoscopes.
She's the
I can
horoscope
tell you I
woman.
don't follow.
Oh,
But just
okay.
tell her your
When's your
birthday, man.
birthday?
Tell her
May
your
14th.
May
May?
14th.
May
Taurus.
14th.
He's the hard-headed Taurus.
Yeah,
Yes.
hard-headed.
What about
See,
you?
this is what it's like they label you soon as they find out. I don't
Mine is
even
November
believe
23rd.
it. I
I'm
just,
gonna
you
be
know
I'm
what?
gonna cuss.
You 40 in like 10 days.
I'm gonna cuss.
Do you
Yeah.
recycle, sir?
Yeah, just for now,
What about
set it on
I
the
got
thing. I'm going to put it away.
What
I
about
have a thing.
what about
I'm going to sit right here.
Pisces? Both of you.
No,
both
him
of
and
I'm a
him.
Pisces. Pisces.
Oh, we both have Jupiter as our ruler then.
Really?
'Cause, yeah. that's
I don't
how
know
we-
much. My
Oh,
mom was
so
a
where
it's-
you said
it's-
what
it's
No, you just
right
set it on-
now,
set it on
yeah,
this.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Hey, I won't believe it, but I'm half black.
Yeah, I can tell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
I look like that black guy
Nah,
from
bro. It's all
from-
nah, bro. Come on, man.
Here, come back on stage.
My black
I'ma sit
radar
on
was
this-
all
I'ma sit on
going
this
off.
side.
I felt like, yeah, it's a brother right here. Welcome the phone.
I knew it when I saw him too. So
If
I'm
you
like,
need a
yeah,
plug,
this
no.
guy's-
I got
You just
two.
know.
I got
He
plugs.
needs a
Yeah.
haircut, but whatever.
If you want a plug in, I got
Yeah.
two types.
Oh, I see you.
Yeah.
But nah, I can tell. Bro.
Yeah, it's easy to tell.
Yeah,
So-
I get hated and all that, like, cause BD, Black Disciples.
I know what a BD is. Come on, bro.
Hey, come up that
Come
way.
on.
Come up that way.
Come on,
Like,
folk,
like,
people,
yeah.
all of that. Come on, I
That's what
know.
I'm saying.
I was in a gang. I was in an all Cholo gang when I was growing up. I was the only white kid. They called me Roadrunner, and they used to go.
You do! You do!
They go, yes, hey, Roadrunner, hey, go down to the store, get us some sunflower seeds, man. I'm gonna time you, man. Last time you did it in 4 minutes, man. You're gonna do it like 3 minutes, 5 seconds. And I would fucking run. I was so fast.
You were up and down.
But my man had a story. What was your
Oh
story?
yeah,
What you
yeah,
saying?
please.
You were saying
He's
BD,
from God.
BD,
No, I'm from
yada yada.
Oh yeah, from New York. Or
Okay.
no, Detroit. My bad.
Okay.
No, he
Wait,
was from
you're
God.
from
He
Detroit.
has a brain injury, so.
Detroit.
Yeah,
Alright. Yeah, man, I got people in Detroit, man.
Cool.
Yeah. They told me it's a lot of changes going on over
Yeah,
there.
that's
man.
the whole
everything's
homeless
changing.
rap before you got locked up. Yeah, I passed it back.
Mm.
Cool.
Yeah, man, I heard it's
Yeah,
different. I heard they're building it up a lot. Like a lot of it's getting built. Like a lot
I was
of
13 at the
corporations.
time.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he's.
I was
told
in
me it's like
Arizona,
last year.
but it's all good.
Yeah. How long you been out here?
Shit, I was killing
2
over here,
years.
like since I was like
2 years.
2 years. But now, but back then it was like all the way. Sounds like 12.
Okay.
Yeah, you got hit by SUV, dude. You almost died.
Oh man.
You remember
Yep.
that?
Here for a reason.
Yeah.
You're in a coma for like 2 weeks, dude.
Damn.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
all
for a
here for a
reason.
reason. I had 2 car wrecks. One totaled, I thought I was gonna die. No injury, not even a scratch. Like no injury.
Wow.
In LA, my car flipped over. We got hit by a drunk driver and no injury. I think this is the only injury I have, and I would always remember because I would look at my scar and I'm like, it reminds me that God saved me and protected me.
Exactly.
So I'm a firm believer in if you still have work to do, you're
Time
not.
out.
Yeah, that's
Is
why I'm
that-
not afraid.
time out. Is
Like
that rain?
it is.
Yeah.
We
Right
got our
here.
shoes out there. Man.
Oh wait,
No, it's not. There's a ledge.
It's
There's
covered.
no-
It's
Okay.
covered. Okay,
I was like, you're not about to have me with the soggy side.
Yeah.
Swishing all the way to the car like.
There's an awning now.
That's the worst,
Wait,
bro.
is it
Like,
really raining
I could
right
do with
now?
anything else.
So, ladies and gentlemen, on Facebook and Instagram, Don't allow shoes in my house. If you want to come over to the studio, you got to take your shoes off because I lived in Japan for 13 years. And my daughter's half Japanese, and when she comes here, she will not live in this house if there's ever been a shoe in this fucking house.
Can we look at the comments?
I don't know if there's any comments.
You say he doesn't know.
I see a lot of them actually.
How many people are watching us right now? 120?
No, there's not that many watching right now. They're all stoned right now. They're all in fucking bed.
Okay.
Most of my friends are in other countries, so
Oh, so we have international
Honey,
guests.
can you
Yeah.
have me my phone?
yeah. So when I was in
Come on.
Japan, my radio show was in Japan. 80% of the callers were from the U.S., all over the U.S. Some were from England. Some were from
Shit.
all over Europe. Some were from India.
Yeah,
a lot
I
from
was
India,
being
actually.
there a long time.
Some were Australia. So every time I did a radio show, I had to put out like every time. So I used to have it memorized. Like if it's now 5 in Japan, it's 7 o'clock in
They're
Australia.
probably
I knew all that
working
shit.
or something right now.
Yeah, so they would call from around the world. People
That-
wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and call like,
That
I need some
explains why
healing.
India keeps
What?
popping up in this thing, man. He
Uh,
mentioned Bollywood. He
Yeah.
mentioned
Oh yeah,
Makes
now
sense.
I get it. Yeah,
Makes
I have a lot of
Yeah.
healing clients in
And you
India.
lived in the south.
Well, no, I grew up in a Buddhist organization
Yeah.
that came from India. Obviously, Buddhism came from India. And anyway, I want to sing a song for you guys.
Go ahead, yes. I would love
Yay!
Because as we said at the beginning of the show, these guys might have a friend who watches this just to see them, and we're like, who's that fucking singer? I want his song on my show. So I have all my songs. I can give you, if they're going to be on a movie, we'll work out if they're going to pay or not. Just to get them in a fucking movie, I would do it for free.
it.
Because
Hey, exposure is the first
Exposure is
thing, yeah.
important.
It's very important, yeah.
So this song I wrote after I actually started writing it 3 years before my wife and I got a divorce. So 3 years before I wrote the song, we were planning on a divorce. My first wife, we were married for 4 years, and I started writing the beginning lines because she kept saying she wanted to leave and she's gonna divorce me and everything like that. So I kept writing the beginning lines, and then the more I'd write, the more she would cry and I'd cry.
Is she
and
also
leave.
from Japan?
In
Yeah,
Japanese?
in Japanese.
Like she would say in Japanese.
Yeah, and then finally we divorced, right? And then I finished the song, and that was my first music video. And it's called Chasing Butterflies. So this is the story of why we
We
divorced.
could do your music video. I'm a filmmaker.
Oh, that's what okay.
Yeah, let's
We're
film
gonna
it.
do that. I've
I'm
written over
working
100
for a
songs.
rapper. Actually, I offered. So we shot a TV series. Just this week, actually, that past Wednesday. And I
love my
offered
songs.
one of the crew members. He's actually a rapper, kind of like becoming a big time rapper, and I will be shooting his music video for free. That's the thing too, connection. I mean,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
you never know who you'll meet. I mean, I'm doing a commercial for a local San Diego restaurant, and I'm not charging them because they're my friends.
I had a friend in Japan who did 2 of my videos, and I didn't pay him, but I had to bring him the marijuana because he was afraid to go buy it from the guy. He thought he would get arrested. Because he was black. I didn't just say that
I
on
want to hear the song. I want to hear the song, my man.
Okay, here goes the song, you guys. Here's the song.
I'm
Divorce song. Everyone, pull it together. So my wife, she says she's leaving. She's told me so many times. It's my dreams, she can't believe it. Says I'm chasing butterflies. Fly with me. My dreams have been with me forever, but in the end you only have yourself. If I fall, I'll get back up again. If she's not there, then let it be. Fly
video for that. Like,
Yeah.
I love
Like,
it.
really
I've
sick.
written over 100 songs.
You was on point though. I saw you.
So yeah, that's so cool that I saw it behind me and I didn't even look at it.
Thank you
I
for
felt the
singing
energy
for
of it
us.
falling and he caught it energetically. It didn't need to be caught.
Thank you so much for singing for us.
Yeah, that was dope.
Thank you guys for coming in here.
Yeah.
Because when the pandemic hit, and this is a Buddhist meeting. There's there's 20 chairs. We have about 30 people can sit in this room and chant to that altar.
Yeah.
We had it 3 times a month. I became the Buddhist leader in
Hey,
this
are you
organization
there?
around
Are you
here right before the pandemic. And then the pandemic hit. I'm like, we can't have meetings anymore. What the fuck?
Shit.
I'm paying $1,500 for a place by myself. I want to have meetings here. So I'm like, I used to do radio shows. I did all these podcasts. Why don't I do it like just in my room?
Right.
And now I'm so happy
Kinda
when
got
someone
back to your
comes here.
roots.
Yeah.
I'm so happy when you guys people come because it's like you're by yourself at the beginning of the pandemic. I was so worried. I started putting in ads for roommates and stuff, and I interviewed them and like, no, I don't want a roommate because they were like all
I'm the
crazy.
same way. I don't do
They were all like,
this.
oh, what about this? What about this? I'm like after the 7th question, I'm like, I think someone else already took it.
I can't do roommates because I feel like I think as an artist,
You
like
need a
it's hard for
space,
me
your
to,
energy,
Definitely
your
need.
place.
Yeah.
You need solo decompression.
Yeah.
You have to be able to decompress by yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I realize that like majority of artists are I'm a loner by nature, but I'm social for some reason.
Yeah.
Like
It's a mixture of both.
yeah, you know,
You can enjoy both.
Yeah.
You can be by yourself and have a problem with it,
Yeah,
but you
yeah.
could also be in the crowd and not.
But I
Yeah.
kind of like I'm a reclusive person, so after it's like let's say we have like a meet and greet for the cast and the crew, I'd be out there, but then I kind of like draw back right away. It's like okay, guys, have a
That's
good
enough.
night,
That's
bye.
enough. That's enough.
Like I want my own.
So
private
I showed
time.
face. I showed face.
I'm like
That's
that, I'm not a club goer, not really. When I was younger, I'm 34, so I'll be 34 this coming November 23rd. So but when I was like in my early 20s, like I was like going out and stuff
of
like
course.
that. Yeah, and I enjoyed life, and I still do. It's just that I think like happiness for me is not the same as it was.
Your focus changes.
Yeah,
That's all
I
it is, your
became
focus
a more
changes.
focused person with my goals.
I think as well too. Time management is everything. So you manage your time differently, and you. I think as you get older, your tolerance for nonsense kind of changes. Because in the club, there's always gonna be some kind of nonsense.
It's easy for me.
I
It's
don't
easy
need
for me to
be
cut
around
people
this.
off now. Like
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
it.
God, you're draining my energy. Bye.
Right.
I'm like that now. Like seriously.
I
Like,
couldn't say no to people before, and during this pandemic, I really learned how to say no to a lot of people because everyone heard because I'm doing all these shows, and I want people to come from out of town, like Tito Ortiz was my
you
friend
cannot spread
in
yourself
Orange
too
County.
thinly.
I want him to come down here. He just ran for school board, so he's in the middle election. So now he's gonna come down, or I'm gonna go up to his house.
Wow.
But people started like going, "Oh, you have a place? Let me just come stay for the weekend."
F that.
And like eat all my food, drink all my drinks,
Right.
do all my
Tear it
stuff,
up.
and never
Tear your place
change
up.
the
Yeah.
toilet paper roll and
Yeah,
never
tear it
friggin'
up.
wash the
Tear it
dishes.
up
And I'm
and
like,
leave.
wait, get the fuck out of my house.
Tear it up
man.
and leave.
I realize that like when you have
Your candle
stuff
smells
like when
amazing
I'm a
in there,
filmmaker,
dude.
I have my gear,
Seriously,
so
like,
I
I
own
was like,
everything.
no.
I have my own gear and
Right on.
all of that, right? So a lot of how people they like to use your stuff. I mean, although I got paid last week when I did the series because I bought all of my gear and everything.
Right.
Yeah, you have to know where,
You gotta
when
know.
it's giving and
I'll be
taking.
34 on the 23rd.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm not kidding.
I thought he was 21. What the
Oh,
fuck?
shut the
My
hell
son's
up.
21.
No, I'm
My
34.
son's 21. I'm gonna be fucking 40 in like 10
what?
days.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
I would have not. I thought you were like 25, or like really. I thought you were like in your early 20s.
Oh god, I wish.
Or like late
Or
20s.
actually, no, I don't.
I know when he told me, like the first time I went over there, we went to that party and I gave you guys the edibles.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I thought you were either boyfriend and girlfriend or brother and sister.
Dude,
And then he
Wait,
at the but
your
at
son?
the party he goes my mom and I go, who's your mom? I want to meet
Yeah.
your mom, right?
Oh,
Because I think that's a brother and
It's
sister,
21.
right?
Right.
So I'm like, that was my mom who you gave the edibles to. I'm like, that's your mom? What the fuck?
I thought you guys didn't know each other. I mean, I really did. I thought you guys didn't know each other.
No,
You can see- no, you can see the
That's my son.
similarities.
He lives in-
She looks like a
I
sister,
didn't
huh?
know
Like,
this when I got here, he was the only one here, and him.
They got the same like eyes, a little bit of the nose, a little bit.
Wow,
is
so
the
that's
nose
your
of the
son.
nose.
That's your
You know what I'm
baby.
saying?
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you could definitely see. Yeah, you could see.
But he
That's
looks
like
more like the singer of Tool or no the what's that one? They were from San Diego, the best grunge band from San Diego. They did that.
Blink-182.
No. Blink was from San Diego too.
Yeah.
Oh man, I didn't know
I
that.
never
Yeah.
know about it.
POD.
But the guys who did, well, I feel.
Oh fuck!
Stone
Temple Pilots.
Stone Temple Pilots. They're from San Diego.
I was gonna say you look like fucking.
But no, he looks like the singer of Stone Temple
I
Pilots.
love your voice, by the way.
Oh,
you have a beautiful
Thank you,
voice.
thank you. I sang weddings for 7 years in Japan. I made more than $100 a wedding. I did 10.
If there's one thing I wanna
eight in
do,
one
I wanna-
Saturday,
I
and I
wanna
made
say-
$900.
Yeah, right.
I just went boom, boom, boom,
I'm
boom. Just sang
trying,
this wedding.
okay.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I made $100.
I need you to be my vocal coach.
We both sing.
Oh, you know what I
motherfuckers.
do? I do coaching too. I was a piano teacher, a saxophone teacher, and
Get out of here. I need you
and a
that.
guitar teacher.
Like, I need you to
But I
train
went
me.
to
I
4
need
different
to-
junior colleges, and
Yeah.
every one of them I took the applied music program. So I got to be with all the vocal coaches because you get a class every week. All the performers have to practice 5 hours in the studio and have one lesson with a professional, and it's all over one unit.
So can I come here like once a week and you could train me?
If you do my music video, yes,
I
it'll
will
be a
do
train.
that.
It'll be a
Okay,
fucking
no,
option.
everything in this
I
industry
have-
is a trade-off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's all start like a little
I'm serious.
No,
mini
seriously.
band or
Thanks.
something, you know.
No, this guy plays. These
You know
guys
how
play
many
bass
people
and
I hook
guitar
up
and
with roles?
and
I'm like, okay, I'll give you a fucking lead role as
Oh, I
long as you
wanna-
do this for me. Like, I
Word,
like
yeah.
that.
I got a
But
drum
if
set in
you,
my
but
house.
you
dude.
do want.
I want to act too. I told you I want to be in a
really,
fucking movie
I
too.
got you.
dude.
And remember when you hit me up, I said, I got you.
I want to
No,
be.
really, like, right now
You
I
know
have-
I can act, right? Because I'm loving to play with you guys. I
Okay,
like
let
to
me
do
tell
that
you right
shit, you
now.
know?
People
I
think
can
it's
actually hook you
difficult,
up
rocket
with,
science. Acting is not rocket science.
No.
Okay, just
Go into
fucking
this. Yeah.
not be in the moment. It's about.
It's
being in
not
the
that it's
moment.
complicated. It just involves natural talent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what it really comes down to.
You know, you're right.
Exactly.
Maybe that's why to me it's like just
Right.
be in the moment.
Because you.
That's
have the
why me and
natural
my
talent.
son
Yeah.
are like
Okay,
musically
but did
inclined
you know that
because-
it can be taught too, even if you don't
Yeah,
have natural
yeah,
Why
talent?
do you
Yeah.
think people go to school?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Because
That's-
you know
that's
what?
your-
The guy who's
yeah.
called William Shakespeare was actually William Shakespeare, and he was the horse. He was the guy who took all the rich people went with their horses, and he had the
Right.
whole.
Yeah.
He was
that's
a
why
horse
did.
trainer. He was a
Yeah.
horse
Right,
trainer.
right.
Exactly.
And he didn't know how he wasn't literate. He doesn't know how to read or write.
Mm.
And he got in, and because the actors would come drunk to the Globe Theater all the time because it was freaking.
Mm.
It was the slums, like it was down in the Water District where all the hookers bars are.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And so all the people would come up after the farms, and they would smell, and they would throw vegetables at the thing, and they would have this higher mezzanine up on the top
Shit.
where the rich people would be able to go up there and they would have all this perfume and stuff, so they couldn't smell the fucking
Right.
the-
Can we ask?
the people in
Trash
the
and
thing.
everything thrown
Hey, my friend, ¿dónde se monta, güey?
Oh, he's got the mota.
Yeah,
He's got the pipe too. You want to do a pipe?
Well, I want to. Yeah.
I don't want that
But,
damn
I
apple.
want to tell
That
you,
shit is
I
whack.
can hook you up with a recording
I
studio.
love that.
I have a
What?
recording studio right here. Oh, but I want to go. I want to do a
I
record. Yeah.
need I'm serious.
Okay,
I
here.
manage.
Well,
Yeah.
I
folks,
love your
I'm about to
Thank
cut
you.
out.
Okay,
I got
ladies
that
and
long
gentlemen.
drive back.
Back to
It's been a
Oceanside.
blessing.
Oh,
Thank you
Russian.
so much. Thank
K
you.
Artie.
Yeah, send me all the links, and I'm gonna put it on the video, like
Most
what you're
definitely,
doing and
most
everything. I'll put
definitely,
everything.
most
So.
definitely.
He
I'll
was
follow
like
you
back
on,
like
Instagram.
Do
fucking
that. Do that.
Suge Knight, dude.
We did shrooms the last one, man. No more of that.
Okay.
shit.
I'm like, y'all throw up the rates.
I got your interview too, man. I'm gonna
I
send
was
you
like,
your
I was
interview.
like, I was like,
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the sole survivor on the show.
Send
Okay,
him
what's your,
a
IG?
friendship
I'm also
request.
going to you too. I need your IG.
I'm gonna do a stand-down
yeah.
comedy routine right now for my last audience members.
What's up, honey?
I'm gonna send you your
yes,
your-
yes.
this
opening.
bomb?
Oh,
I got everything on video.
Go.
appreciate that, man.
I'll,
Yeah.
You want to put some stuff in there?
Yeah.
We got people.
He
We
ain't
got
gonna-
bunch of
I got
people
it,
following.
I get it.
Like we have mutual friends.
You gotta do
Oh,
it here.
snap. Yeah, there we
No,
go.
he's not
Okay,
gonna
Here.
do it.
Stand up, stand up.
Sit right here. You gotta perform. You gotta perform.
I have two
I'm gonna
accounts.
do shit.
This one.
Just here's
what
your.
is-
Just
so
tell
this
them
is my
about your
other
new
account.
bear
Gotcha.
and why you love him so
K-R-E.
much.
KRE.
Or
Look
USA
at my
Challenge.
new bear.
I had
love
two as
this
well.
bear.
Is it
Man,
this
that's a lot of-
pre-Russian?
Like
Yep,
seriously, like
That's
oh
a
my
lot of
god.
work, boy, having them two.
His
we
accounts.
got
eyes
10, we
are
got like
amazing.
10.
On that one,
And
okay,
it's
bam.
like this
Really
color.
good.
Oh my
Really
god,
good.
it's just so. Oh my god, I'm just so
You actually
fascinated
do
with
know
this.
some
Oh my
models
god,
that I
dude.
know. You don't
Or
Like,
I
know.
strip it too much to
seriously?
eat the friggin'
And
Yeah,
freaking
no,
my
no,
friend
no,
gave it to
no,
me.
no,
I'm
no,
just
no,
so
no,
fascinated.
Yeah, I met him
by
at
it.
one
Don't
open
worry,
mics. I
she's
always
He was
do.
a
It's like,
producer or
hi.
something.
Yeah,
How are
yeah,
you?
yeah. I'm
Like,
still down with
it's
it.
fine.
Yeah, we
Come
both
on,
modeled
like,
for
dude,
this
seriously,
clothing
it's so
company.
awesome.
Let me show you.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Okay.
I
Back
don't
in
sound like
2000
fucking
and
Miley Cyrus. No, it's just
17
me.
or 18.
Well,
Hey man, hey.
Like,
I wanna connect
don't
with
put
you,
your dick
yeah,
in my
most
head.
definitely.
Oh, shizzle.
Oh shit.
Okay,
I'm about to leave.
we're filming the getaway car, man.
Get away, car.
Yeah.
Blessings.
Anyway.
What do you want to say? What do you want to say to the YouTube audience?
Yeah.
Just me and
What do I want to say to him?
Yeah.
Never give up on whatever it is you believe in.
That's
I don't care
right.
if you want to be a
What is
solar
your-
panel on the
what
roof.
is
You be the
your,
best solar panel you
what
could
is
be.
your-
You better be a fucking good ass solar panel because we want to save some electricity, bitch.
Facebook. I don't know.
Okay,
how
what's your
Instagram
Facebook?
shit.
What do you want to say to other people?
Like it's
Shit, what's happening, man? Y'all know.
TRESSA.
So
TR.
stay off the
Yeah.
street.
Does he not look like the singer?
Get your kids out the
Okay,
street, cuz
TRESSA.
we over here
And
this
then
trap. We
band
we doing our thing.
Band.
Ain't no thing but a chicken wing, okay?
I don't think it's a chicken wing.
Yes.
That's the guy right there, man. I love you, dude.
Oh,
Thank you, man.
Yes.
We gotta talk more. We gotta talk about. I want to do some stand up with you, man.
You got my number.
I'll be like Cheech and you be like Chong,
I
man.
was like almost on the shop, dude. Seriously.
Hey, where's this the weed and the pipe?
Hey, here you guys sit there. You want
Oh,
some?
he left?
Yeah, he left.
Left off. Yeah, I'm about
Oh,
to
you
leave in
didn't
a
say
little
He's
bit.
gonna leave in a. Okay,
Probably like 15 minutes.
I'm gonna audition. I'm gonna audition her for the musical. So you want to do a real quick audition? We're in a musical. We're in a musical. You can pick one character, any one of these characters. Either the penguin or the. You want to be a character?
I'll try.
Okay, you gotta sit all the way back because this is the audition show.
Oh,
This
wow.
is the audition show. This is the audition show.
Which character do you want? Which character do you want?
I want the penguin bitch.
Okay, you're the penguin. You want to be the unicorn, dude?
Yeah.
Okay, you're the fucking unicorn. Okay, I'm Little Miss ABCs.
Oof. I
Okay,
don't know where my phone went.
that's okay. It'll come back. It'll come back.
No, did you?
Oh, right here.
Oh, I was like,
Okay, sit all the way back. You guys sit all the way back on the couch. We're gonna do a musical. We're gonna do a audition for a new play on Broadway. It's called Little Miss ABC
Under
meets
the
the
way.
penguin and the unicorn.
come on, there. Come on.
Sit, be careful, don't spill your drink. Sit up here. Sit all the way back up here.
Right here.
You and then you sit all the way back too.
Oh, okay.
You sit in the middle. You have mom sit on that side. Okay, so he's gonna be the director. So once he comes out of talking in the bathroom, he's talking to his poop.
Oh dear.
No, just you can sit over there on that. Sit over there. I'm just joking.
Oh dear.
He's like, go down the drain.
Please, just a heck.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is our last closing audition show. Okay, I saw this on Saturday Night Live. You have to first pick a name for your character.
Look.
You want to be in our last set?
No, we're done. What is the name of this show again?
It's called Live from Normal Heights.
Live from.
So on YouTube, look up Live from Normal Heights.
Okay, I have the video from the interview, so I was in. Okay.
I'll put this up on YouTube, and this one's running. I'm gonna put those. Up
Hey,
too.
where's the pipe? I'm sorry.
Oh, right here.
I'm gonna be taking fucking Uber anyway, so it doesn't
Okay, here.
matter. So what do you do with it?
Show them how to work it. You just
Here,
suck
actually.
right here, and you go like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when you pull this out, it all goes up your nose and then out your ears.
It's kind of hard to pull it out right now, but if you
So
can pull
I
it
don't
out-
have to pull it out, right?
No, you can't. You have to though.
It
Wait,
will.
what?
All the air will come out when you pull it out. When you finally,
So what do I have to do?
I'll tell you.
Can you pull it out?
Suck,
for me?
suck on it. Suck on it.
It's up. It's stuck in the.
So I'll pull it out when you're
Okay.
ready. 1, 2,
3, 4, go!
See,
You can't pull out. How the fuck do I pull out?
that's what I'm
The fuck?
saying. Like it's hard just to pull it out right now.
Oh, it's got all fucked up. Okay, that's fine. You got a little?
I think you can like at least like twist it around, but I got a pipe. I got
Come
a
on,
pipe.
man.
When you pull it out, all the smoke looks like that, but I don't
Okay,
know.
bye.
His thing's broken.
Is it broke?
I don't know. It's not pulling out right now.
I still had some.
Okay, we're gonna end. You're gonna be the director, okay?
Okay, so what
This
do
is
I
the
have
new
to
Saturday Night Live. I saw this on Saturday Night Live where everyone picked a character, and you named the character, and then did you see that one?
You break
Oh.
it.
do? Is it good?
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So just hold it in there a little and light it, and then pull it out, and the smoke will all come out.
Okay, let's try again.
It's just got too much resin.
Yeah, that's up.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, this
Here,
right
scrape the resin with this into my pipe because I like smoking resin. You know we're still live, right?
I really. Oh God, really?
That's why we're doing the last audition. This is the finishing line. So you're the cast director. You got to tell which one of the actors you want for the part, okay?
Okay, cool. Let's do that.
Okay.
Okay.
So first you got to name your character.
It's-
She's the penguin, but she's got to have a name.
Miss
What's your
Pinky.
penguin's name? Miss Pinky?
Miss Pinky.
Miss Pinky. What's the character you're in for? What's this called?
Cigarette.
Cigarette. Okay. This this is cigarette because he's been wanting a cigarette all day, but he can't smoke in my house. So I said he's like I'm jonesing for a cigarette right now. So he calls it a cigarette. I call my little ABC, Miss ABC. Okay, so this is a story about Mrs. ABC walking down the street, and she meets. What's your name, Mrs. Penguin?
Pinky.
Hi, Pinky. Do you have any other friends in the neighborhood?
I don't. Oh yes, I do. Exactly. I'm so sorry.
What's
Yes,
your friend's name?
His name is Cigarette. He's
Oh,
over
where is
there.
Cigarette? Let's go
Oh my
find
God,
him.
Let's go find him. Yay!
Hi, Cigarette.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Cigarette. You have the coolest name in the whole neighborhood. How did you get such a name?
Well, was made up.
Cigarette's a stand-up comic. Hey, Miss Penguin, what do you think? Shh. You're a girl. I'm a girl. Does he look like a boy or does he look like a girl?
I don't know, huh?
I have a crush on him.
I do.
Do you like him more than me or less
Yeah.
than me?
Oh,
Do you want to pull
oh,
off flowers and
oh,
like
God.
say I love you?
We should,
He
like-
loves me not.
We should love him more.
Let's just love them together. 1, 2,
should
3.
love together.
Ah! Oh my God! It came to rated R. We had to cut off. Okay, bye everyone. That's the end of the show.
Thank you so much,
Thank
guys. You guys
you.
are amazing. I'm gonna call my fucking Uber.
See you guys.
Bye.
See you guys.
See you guys.
He's gonna do it. It's ready. Bye bye, Kane.
So who else is there?
What's your name again?
On my
Clark.
Facebook?
Clark.
Oh, here you go.
I don't know.
Oh, thank you.
I don't have that many
Clark
friends.
Just pack it in there. Or you want me to pack it?
How do you do
I don't have that many friends, man. I don't even.
Like,
that? Oh, this is easier. I like